Well, listen to a story about a man named Jeremy.
A poor comedian who could barely even see.
One day he got to talking to his good friend Jimmy B.
They started up a podcast that's doing totally free.
Show that is...
Show in progress.
Bing! Welcome to episode 4 of Show in Progress.
With Jerry Moses.
And Jimmy Bilenko.
Yeah, this is episode 4. It's exciting.
Yeah, I can't believe we managed to make it that far.
Yeah, we're doing well.
Yeah, usually my attention deficit disorder basically means that I lose focus after one day.
Yeah, for me as well, like it's hard to keep track of things, like keep momentum going, and I think we've done pretty well.
That's for sure.
Meeting up every week and doing this.
Yep.
It's pretty much just talking into a microphone for an hour and a half.
Yeah, and then editing it to make it only 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Kind of like when I went on the show, the 1% Club, and they cut down a 5-hour taping into 52 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yep,
So-
we were there for 5 hours.
And it only was for one episode?
Yeah, for just one episode.
Wow. Did they need that much content?
I think they needed content to throw out.
Yeah.
Because-
Were you in it?
Unfortunately, no, I didn't get far enough that he actually talked to me, so only my laughter was heard a little bit, but apparently that might be one of the reasons why it took 15 months for that episode to air, because they needed to get rid of a lot of laughter.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, Jim Jeffries. Do you find him very funny?
Yeah, I love him. I'm actually going to his show on Friday.
That's
got,
exciting.
Got row 3 tickets.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Hopefully it doesn't go for 5 hours and then they cut it down.
Well, even if they do cut it down, we'll be there live, so...
Yeah, that's true. That's exciting, though.
Yeah, can't wait.
So the theme song was based on the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yep.
You used to watch the Russian version of The Nanny.
Yeah.
Did that have a theme song?
Yeah, but I don't quite remember. It's been ages since I saw that.
Yeah.
But good idea. Although I think next week is your turn to make a theme song.
Yeah. I gave you 2 of them.
And
like
then I gave you 2 of them.
Yeah, and I got nothing else. So, so hopefully, if we can't come up with anything for episode 5, then I think we should cancel the podcast entirely.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
No pressure.
No pressure, no. Yeah. Sitcoms are good.
Yep.
Are you-
Until they get cancelled or until the bloody network execs start meddling.
Foxtel had a channel called TV1. And
Yeah, I remember that.
they had like a lot of reruns on there, like Old Happy Days, Mork and Mindy. Yeah, it was good fun. I like.
It's how I got into the Golden Girls. That was brilliant.
Yeah, you're a big fan.
Yeah, it's so sad that they're all gone now. And ironically, the youngest one went first and the oldest one went last.
Yeah, it's funny how that works.
Yeah.
I haven't watched much of it. I used to watch Saved by the Bell a lot.
I never got into it for some reason.
Yeah, it's a big waste of time. I used to watch it on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun, and it had like the spin-offs where like they go to college and stuff. It's a bit of a...
That's one of the things with network execs. They can't let a good thing go. They beat a dead horse until it's...
Yeah, the spin-offs are like exhausting. A lot of shows have spin-offs that aren't very good.
And now we come to the new part of nostalgia where old shows come back, like as a continuation.
Reboots, yeah.
Not just reboots, just continuations. And it's not just shows, movies as well. There was a movie, I think 20 years ago, 30 years ago, called Practical Magic with Sandra Bullock.
That's right, yeah. I haven't seen it actually. Oh, I probably did when I was young, yeah.
And it was pretty good, but it didn't need a sequel. But I was in the cinema yesterday watching Moana with a friend of mine, and they were advertising Practical Magic too.
Yeah, there's a lot of like capitalizing on nostalgia.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, there's also Freaky Friday 2, Freakier Friday.
I kind of liked it. It was kind of fun. It's not nothing on the original, but like it's sweet when they all come back together.
And The Devil Wears Prada too.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Yeah, but it felt a little bit. It felt like it was trying to be three different things, and it couldn't decide what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
Who knows how many more shows there will be, and how many more movies will get an unnecessary sequel.
Yeah, I like original content. Hopefully there's more creative, like, original ideas out there.
Yeah, it feels like original ideas don't get the respect they deserve, and then when we get the sequels, people just don't bother watching it, even if it's actually good, because they're sick of sequels, like Terminator Dark Fate. That was one of the best Terminator sequels. It was like a complete continuation after Terminator 2 Judgment Day, which was my favorite Terminator, and it even had Linda Hamilton come back. She's apparently going to be in Metro Comic Con, but they bloody want $600 for like an autograph, and no, thank you.
Have you ever been to Comic-Con?
No, never. Well, actually, when I went to San Diego a few years back, I went to Comic Con there, but yeah, it's not worth the money.
None of the ones here? They have, like, Nova or
Yeah,
something?
but like I said, it all costs so much, and yeah, it's just not really worth the money, and plus I don't have the costumes to dress up.
Yeah.
In.
Would you, like, cosplay?
If I had the costume, definitely.
Yeah?
I do remember seeing a hilarious clip on Instagram where, so there's Deadpool and there's Dora the Explorer, who's a guy like dressed in a Dora the Explorer outfit, and goes, "Hola, do you know the capital of Thailand?" And Deadpool is like, the guy wearing the Deadpool costume is a bit confused, and he goes, "That's right, Bangkok," and then hits him in the balls. And he goes, "Ah, my balls!"
That's fun. Yeah.
Oh, that's just that keeps me laughing so hard, even just remembering it.
Way back in the first episode, you were telling us about how you met Bill Clinton.
Yep.
Have you met other celebrities, famous people?
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Both I got really lucky because with Arnold Schwarzenegger, I bought a Groupon ticket for $80. And the guy also had a ticket where if you wanted to, you could get a photo with him, but that cost $1,800. And nope, I'm not that rich, unfortunately. So he was doing a question and answer session after his talk, and I was like third in line, and I said, "Yeah, look, my question is, I'm a huge fan of Terminator and Terminator 2. Watched them when I was a kid." He made a funny crack about, how responsible your parents were. And I go, "Look, I can't afford the $1,000+, but could I please have a photo with you?" He laughed and said, "Okay." And as I was coming up to the stage, the guy who was organizing it actually got the microphone and said, "All right, no more questions about taking photos, please."
So you got in under the wire.
Yep. Wow. And as I was leaving the stage, I had to do it. I turned around and said, "Hasta la vista, baby." And he laughed and said, "I'll be back."
Oh, lovely. That's really nice.
And then in 2020, Jean-Claude Van Damme came, but actually he came back because originally he came in 2016. He was answering questions as well, and he was saying yes to everyone asking for a photo, but then when it came to my turn at the microphone, literally my turn, he said, "I'm sorry, I have to go."
Oh, no.
So this time, now this was 2020, the start of 2020, but already the COVID, everything was starting out. So they said, A, only 4 people get to ask a question, and B, you are not allowed to ask for a photo.
Yeah.
So he went through 4 people, then he said, "Look, I have time for one more." And luckily the 4th person was in my row, so I straight away put up my hand, and they asked me what I was going to ask, so I made up something. I said, "Look, I'm just going to ask him how long he can hold that splits." So they said, "All right." And I was holding the microphone for dear life because I knew they were about to take it from me. And I said, "Look, I'm a huge fan. Thank you for coming back. Last time you were here, you were saying yes to everyone taking a photo." This is when they started trying to take it back. And I said, "And you stiffed me basically when it was my turn. You said you had to go. So I kind of feel like you owe me one. Can I have a photo with you?" And he said, he laughed and said yes, and I got to have a photo with him.
How amazing. So those are 2 of your idols, would you say?
Yeah, my favorite action stars. I absolutely loved Double Impact.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. That was in Tashkent, which is where I'm from. My dad, he had all these martial arts movies. He had Enter the Dragon as well, so that's why I started to love martial arts movies. I prefer them more than the shoot 'em up movies because there's like much more skill with martial arts.
Yeah. And do you have those photos?
Yeah, on my Facebook page,
Oh, wow. You have to show me.
definitely.
You've gone to a lot of comedy shows and gotten photos with comedians.
Oh yeah, there's like with Jimmy Carr, I got a photo on stage, and my interaction with him was actually on YouTube. It's still on YouTube because he went to Geelong. Now I had to buy my ticket about 8 months in advance. That's how quickly they sold out, and the Melbourne shows just sold out so quickly. So I had to buy the one that was in Geelong, and with my laughter and his laughter as well. He recognized it, but he said, "Look, this woman, I gotta acknowledge this woman. She's laughing all the way from the back," and I'm like, "I'm a guy." And he goes, "Well, let's agree to disagree." And yeah, then he asked me my name. I said Jimmy. She's like, "Hang on, I think there's been a glitch in the Matrix." But yeah, I said I'm a huge fan. Could I have a photo with him? And he said yes. And then we did the photo, and as I was heading back downstairs, he said in the video, "Huge fan, my ass." Probably 5'4". But yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah, so you heard your laughter and was like drawn to you.
Yep. There was also Ken Jeong from The Hangover. He came to Australia one night only, and he heard my laughter as well. Just like Jimmy Carr, he's a really nice guy, really nice comedian, because he asked me what I do, and I said, well, I do stand-up comedy for the elderly. They don't get my jokes, but boy, do they piss themselves. And he actually repeated that in the microphone, and I got a round of applause.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And he said, "That's not fair. You're not supposed to be funnier than the headline act." And I said, "All right, well, I'll tell you what. I'll stop being funny if I can get a photo with you."
Ah.
And we got a photo together.
Oh, wow. What's the story of the video with Jimmy Carr getting on YouTube?
Well, I only found out when one of my friends from America actually sent me a message, and I hadn't talked to him for a long time, and he said, "Were you at Jimmy Carr's?" I was like, "Yeah, a while back. How'd you know?" And he sent me the clip, and I couldn't believe it because it was my entire interaction with him. There was like 4 minutes of it. And if you look up Jimmy Carr cerebral palsy, it's the first thing that comes up. And then I looked at the comments, and half of them were about how I stole the show. There was a fun thing where someone asks, "Are you and Jimmy? Are you and Jimmy?" He was asking Jimmy Carr, "Are you and him related?" And I was waiting to hear if Jimmy Carr was going to say something. I gave it like 4 or 5 seconds. He didn't say anything, so I shouted out, "Daddy!" Everyone just clapped, and he goes, "Yep, apparently so." My friend sent it to me, so that's how I felt. I was completely gobsmacked. I couldn't believe it. So now I'm famous. I'm YouTube famous because of Jimmy Carr.
And it's on his official channel?
Yes, it's on his official channel. It goes for 16 minutes, but there are plenty of other interactions that definitely deserve to have a watch as well. So I'll put that in the description below.
Yeah, in the show notes?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Amazing. Whenever we go to comedy gigs, you always get up on stage with the comedians. How many of those have you done?
Too many to count, to be honest. Yeah, because every time, especially with improv, when they want people up on stage, I put my hand up. In fact, that actually reminds me. So when I was in, I think it was year 8 or 9, we had like they were doing a funny version of Romeo and Juliet, and so the troupe came up and asked for volunteers to come up like for the first duel between where they go, "Do you bite your thumb at me?" And I go, "No, sir, but I bite my thumb." But I forgot who it was who had those lines. But anyway, so when I put up my hand, and they were like, "Usually when we ask for volunteers, we never get them." Yeah, I don't know. I think I was born without the shyness gene, so every time someone wants to volunteer, oh yeah.
Yeah, you're always a team player. You always
definitely
get involved.
So like what you were saying, and in that clip when from the first episode where you were saying how people are sometimes a bit mean about my laughter, it's hard for me to actually figure out when they're actually being mean or when they're just joking and I'm part of the show. It's like I don't see them as being mean until they actually say get out.
Yeah, I think the majority of them are actually pretty nice to you and like pretty like accepting, and they play with you and enjoy your laughter.
Well, not the way Epstein played with kids, but
You want to hope not. Yeah. But in the gigs that I've seen, you've actually helped the show. You've contributed to it, and like not upstaged the comedians on stage, but you've kind of added to their comedy, particularly like the improv ones.
Yeah.
You've like helped support the scene. And, you know, the hardest thing in like improv shows is when no one wants to get involved.
Yeah.
And it's just like awkward and silent and people just sit there awkwardly.
Yeah.
But it's lovely that you contribute. I think that's a nice thing.
The bad thing about it, though, is not for the comedy, but I've noticed with magic shows, they prefer people who don't want to contribute to be the volunteers, quote unquote, and which sucks sometimes for me because I love to be part of the magic. Because even when I'm like so close, I still never understand how it works.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Yeah, I guess they want like a non-willing participant in the audience, someone who doesn't look like they care
or they have fun.
Yeah, exactly. Because I guess like people who are too willing can be like say in hypnotism, if you're too excited about it, then if they say now you're a chicken, then you'll be a chicken because you're so excited about it. Whereas they want like someone who like doesn't want to be a chicken but ends up being a chicken. Is that?
They're too scared to be a chicken.
Yeah. My favorite Woody Allen joke is he says, "I'm afraid my brother-in-law thinks he's a chicken. He's behaving like a chicken all the time. I don't know what to do." And the other person says, "You should have him committed." And he says, "I would, but I need the eggs." So I think it's a fun joke. Yeah. Ask me about my celebrity story.
Oh yeah. What do you have any celebrity stories?
Yeah, when I was a kid in Sydney, they had this place called Fox Studios.
Wow.
Which is now like the entertainment quarter, but it used to be like Fox ran it and used to have like a back lot where they'd make movies and things.
Titanic. I remember going to the Titanic exhibition as well.
Yeah, did you do it with when you're on the boat? And
2 hours in line. For what?
Yeah, exactly. Which
reminds me of Viagra.
Yeah.
Staying around for hours for just a 2-minute ride.
That's my life. I mean, no, it's not. I promise you. The Titanic ride at Fox Studios had 2 endings. It had the ending where you'd drown in the boat, like you're in the boiler room, and then like the ship floods. Floods? Is that the word for when a boat
capsizes?
Gets water?
Yeah, it floods.
Anyway, yeah, and it sinks and you die. Like you're supposed to die, yeah. And then there's like another ending where you get shepherded onto like the life rafts and then the lights go down and it's like, well, you survived because you're on the life raft.
So for me it was like Thailand, happy ending.
Yeah? You were on the life raft?
Yeah.
That's fun. Did you do anything else at Fox Studios?
I don't remember at all. It was just... this was in 2000 because my dad, he met up with his co-worker who he hadn't seen for years. They both used to work together as lawyers in Tashkent. And so we ended up going to Sydney. That was such a funny moment as well, because we went to Sydney in 1999. That was like a spur-of-the-moment thing. Like they came to Melbourne, and then when they went to Sydney, we decided to join them for a week. And then at the end of 1999, Dad and I decided to go again.
For the Olympics?
No, just for the New Year's.
Okay.
And so, because I'm a huge fan of Arnie films, and my dad, he loved me so much, he let me convince him to do things that normally he wouldn't do. We did this. We had the exact same haircut, we had the exact same shirts, we had the exact same jackets, we had the exact same hats, and the exact same novelty glasses, which had 2000 on them.
Yeah.
And we went on V-Line, which was our first time going on a V-Line train. And so when we came out, like we were wearing the same costumes and the person that we were staying with, she said to us, "We thought you guys were movie stars, and then when you removed your hats to show you were both bald, I thought, oh shit, who am I living with?"
Yeah, that's very sweet.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we even managed to somehow synchronize our walks. Just
That's sweet. You
Yeah.
guys like twins.
yeah,
Yeah.
from Ani and Danny DeVito.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
It sucks that they never got to do the Triplets movie. They had the script ready and everything, and then Ivan Reitman, who originally directed the first Twins movie, he decided he didn't want to do it. Well, I say decided he didn't want to do it. He passed away, but that's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
And his son basically cancelled it completely.
Oh,
Said he
no.
never wanted to do Triplets in the first place, so...
Yeah. Oh, that would have been fun.
Definitely. I was so looking forward to it. Originally, there was supposed to be Eddie Murphy as the third brother.
Oh, wow. That would have been good. What year were they supposed to make it?
Alright, so when he died, it was like 2022, I think. But he originally announced it in 2015, actually. So I remember asking him about it in 2017 when I got to meet him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said maybe you should go with Netflix, because at the time Netflix was really good at picking up things that others weren't. But yeah, unfortunately, even Arnie said that Jason Reitman, that Ivan Reitman's son, screwed everything up by deciding to cancel it when his father died.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. Ask me about my celebrity meetings.
Yeah, oh, you will. We were, but we somehow got caught off track. So, Jeremy, in a completely off-the-cuff moment, what were your celebrity meetings like?
Thank you for asking. Yeah, no, when I was a kid, we had Fox Studios.
Yeah.
They had a studio there called Channel V. And Channel V was like the music channel on
yeah.
Foxtel, had like a lot of songs and indie artists and everything. And they had a studio where they'd have celebrities come to there to perform. And they had, do you remember a lady named Anastasia?
Yeah, I think she was related to the Romanovs.
No, not that one. She like sang the I'm Out of Love song. I'm out of love. Yeah, that song?
Ouch.
I'm out of love. Yeah.
I am very sorry to all of our listeners. I hope you managed to turn the volume down a little.
I'm out of love.
Never heard of it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like it was a popular song. She was like a kind of pretty lady who.
With that voice? Are you sure she was a lady?
No, when I do it, it doesn't sound like it. But yeah, she had a nice voice, and it was like it was quite a popular song. There's that song and I wonder if you know how it really feels to be left outside alone. Do you know that song?
Okay,
To be
well,
left outside alone.
Jeremy, I gotta tell you one thing. You've got a face for radio.
I'm out of love.
You got a face for radio and a voice for silent movies.
That's not very nice. I guess that's good that we're on a podcast, though.
Yep.
Yeah, so she was performing at Fox Studios, and I saw her perform 2 songs, and she was on like a promo tour, and I got a photo with her.
Oh, nice.
And I was really like excited about seeing her. She was like a one-hit wonder, like, but it was fun. And when I was taking a photo with her, she mentioned that she's going to perform that weekend at Bankstown Square Shopping Centre in Bankstown. It was like an autograph signing, and she'd perform the song. And as a kid, I was like, hey, I get to see Anastasia again. So I asked my mum if I could go to see Anastasia at the Bankstown Square Shopping Centre. Mum said, no, it's too far away. It's on a Saturday morning. I'm trying to sleep in. Like, it's don't go to Bankstown. What are you talking about? That's a really bad idea. I would have been like in primary school, late primary school. And I really wanted to go, and Mum said no. So
You snuck out?
I woke up very early, and I got the bus, and then I got the train, and then I got another train.
Jeez.
And I asked for directions. Like, I'm like, hey, could you please show me how to get to Bankstown? To like the train guards. No one stopped me and like said, why is this kid going to Bankstown on his own? So they were all fine with it. So I got to Bankstown. The train station to the Bankstown Square Shopping Centre is also like a walk away. So I walked over. Like, I was asking everyone for directions. I get to Bankstown Square Shopping Centre. Anastasia plays her 2 songs. And then I'm like, what the fuck do I do now? Like, I had no idea of how I was going to get home. I was stuck there. It was in the middle of the day on Saturday, and I was stuck in like a strange suburb that was a bit dicey at the time. Bankstown was a bit of a rough area. I think it's better now, but it was a bit uncomfortable.
Was your eyesight pretty bad still?
It was the same as it is now.
Oh, wow. And were you hobbling around like you were drunk?
No, like, I think the walking weirdly comes from like a lack of confidence that you get when you get older. So when I was a kid, I was probably more confident. I still fell down and I still stumbled around, but I was like less hesitant, because like as you get older you don't want to hurt yourself, so you don't want to fall over, like so you take it a bit slower. But when I was young, I was fine in that regard, but I was visibly like a little disabled kid, like so I imagine I turned some heads.
So how'd you get home then?
So that's what happened, right? So Anastasia finishes, I go to a payphone and I call my mum to say I'm at Bankstown Square Shopping Centre. She says, no, you're not. I say, yes, I am. She says, no, you're not, Jeremy. You're not. And I say, all right, I'll prove it. So I turn to the guy behind me in the line for the payphone, and I'm like, can you tell my mum? Can you tell my mum that I'm at Bankstown Square Shopping Centre? So I give him the phone. He says, hello, we're at Bankstown Square Shopping Centre. And mum is like, put him back on. And so I get back on the phone, and my mum is like, Jeremy, what did you do? I'm like, can you pick me up? Could you send Dad to pick me up, please? I don't know how to get home. And my mum is like, no, you got all the way there on your own. You can get back on your own.
Shit, a brick. Sorry.
I'm like, but I'm scared, Mum. And she's like, no, you got here on your own. Get back on your own. You'll be fine. I'm not coming all the way to Bankstown in my fluffy slippers on like a Saturday morning. Go fuck yourself. She didn't say that to me, but if I was in that position, I would say that to my kid, I think. Yeah, it's a tall order. So then I was like, all right, I have no money. I didn't bring any money. I got nothing in my pockets.
If you didn't bring any money, how did you...
I had like a pass that got me on buses for free, I think. Or I just told the guard to let me in, and I got in. I was a bit scrappy, and I had a phone card, so I was able to use the payphone. Like you have like a card that you slip in.
I remember those.
To the payphone, yeah. And so then I started to get nervous, because my mum's mad at me now, and like, I have to get home on my own. So I started crying a little bit, because I was like, oh no, I did something wrong. Yeah, and then I went to the butcher near the entrance to the Bankstown Square Shopping Centre, and I tried to get his attention, and I'm like this little kid, like on my own. I'm like, excuse me, I know you're a kind man. And he goes, how do you know that? How do you know I'm a kind man? I'm like, I just assumed. Could I borrow $2 to get home, please? And like I started crying, and he's like, don't cry, it's okay, I'll give you $2. So he gave me $2. And then so I got to the back to the train station with my $2. And I got the train to Redfern, which is also a dicey area. And I had no idea how to get home, but I like asked people for directions, and they pointed me in the right direction. At Redfern,
you are so lucky to be alive.
Yeah, I think so. At Redfern, you have to go down the escalator to like the underground platforms. I figured it out anyway. And I got on 2 trains and a bus, and I got home, and my mum, I'm sure she was upset, but she pretended like everything was fine and that I did nothing wrong. Because I was like, Mom, are you impressed? I got home, like, and nothing. Like, not like congratulations, not like I'm angry at you. Nothing. And I was like, oh, I screwed up bad. My mum doesn't even want to talk to me anymore. But I could see that she was seething, like, underneath that. So years later, I was doing work experience at my school, and the teacher who I was talking to at my old primary school started telling me the story about how, I don't know if you remember this, but you went to Bankstown on your own. And I was like, yeah, I remember. And the teacher was like, your mum was really impressed with you that you managed to get home on your own from Bankstown.
So your teacher and your mum were friends?
My mum had passed away by that point.
No, I know, but I mean, had they been good friends?
I just think my mum brought it up at like a parent-teacher thing, or when she was dropping me off at school, the teacher asked what happened that weekend, and my mum was like, you won't believe this, but Jeremy went to Bankstown on his own, and he got back all in one piece, and he's visually impaired and he's disabled and he doesn't know his way around the trains, and yet he managed to get there and back on his own, and she was quietly impressed. So that was fun. And I got an autograph from Anastasia, I think, but I think that autograph is from the night at Fox Studios. So I think I left Bankstown Square Shopping Centre empty-handed. I saw her perform 2 songs, the same songs that I saw her perform at Fox Studios. So there was no reason for me to go. Like, I don't understand why I went. She wasn't even that exciting. She was good, but like, it was her 2-hit songs. She wasn't that popular at the time. I don't know why I was that obsessed to go all the way there, but I did, and I got back, and I'm in one piece, and I'm here with you. So
that's great to hear.
So that's fun. Ask me to get to Bankstown on my own now as an adult, I would have no idea. But then I could do it. And
well, now it's a lot easier. You got Uber.
Yeah, exactly. Nowadays, the parents would probably just book you an Uber to come home and then make you pay for it, like with your pocket money or something.
It's really ironic.
Yeah.
So when you're a child, you're told, don't get into a car with a stranger. When you're like in your teenage years, you're told, don't go out on a date with someone you've only just met on the internet. Now you've got Uber, where you get into a car with a complete stranger you just met on the internet.
That is true, yeah. How the world has changed. I'm pretty impressed with how easy it is to get food delivered or get a cab or an Uber.
But how expensive is it?
It's expensive, but also like, it's just, the technology is amazing. We're very lucky that we live in an age where we don't have to leave the house and we can get our McDonald's delivered to our house.
And it's not just that. Also, like, I've got my aunt in Germany, where before you would have to buy a phone card and like talk to her for a limited time only. With WhatsApp, you can just call her up or video chat with her
for free. Yeah,
for free.
When I was young, my parents had relatives overseas, and they would have to buy these phone cards where you'd have to type in this really long number before you type in the phone number on the phone.
Jeez.
You have to type in the code for the card number. And then you'd only get like maybe a couple of minutes or something, and then the card would run out of credit. Like, so you'd have to have really short conversations with people overseas. Yeah. It was crazy back in the day to get in touch with people.
And now we can do it like that.
Yeah, exactly. When I was young, I think it was like late 90s, there was a free app that would let you call international for free based on phone numbers. And so it was the
Paltalk, I think.
Paltalk, yeah. That's right. And
I feel old for remembering that as well.
Yeah, did your family use it?
Yeah, I was the one that actually found it by doing a Google search.
Yeah, I don't know how they like made any money.
They had ads on the app.
Okay. And then, yeah, you could call any number in the world.
No, only America. The ones that the one that I had, only America.
Yeah, me and my friends used to make prank phone calls using Paltalk. we'd type in the numbers randomly, or we'd look at a phone book and we'd call the phone lines of like restaurants and irritate them. And
So you're like Bart Simpson.
yeah, a little bit, yeah, but less creative, I think. Like our prank calls were like nonsense. Like we just call and do funny voices. We wouldn't have like bits in mind, I don't think. But we'd just call and irritate them, and then they'd be like, "Who is this?" Like, "I'm in Australia. Come and get me." The only time I ever used Pal Talk for anything worthwhile was Charles Schultz, the guy who made Charlie Brown, who made Peanuts. He died. And
Jeez, that's so, like, I mean, Peanuts was so fantastic, and yet he must have been poor because he only made Peanuts.
nicely done. I'm sure, like, I don't know if he was rich, but I'm sure he was comfortable.
Yeah.
He died, and the newspaper that published his last comic strip, I called them and I said, I'm really sad. Charles Schultz died. I want a copy of the newspaper, but they don't publish it in Australia. Can I please have a copy mailed to me? And I gave her my address, and God bless her, she sent a copy of the page from the newspaper folded up in like an envelope. And I've still got it. It was like an original print of the final comic strip by Charles Schultz.
Wow.
Yeah, that would have been the same year that I went to Anastasia in Fox Studios.
You had a pretty exciting year.
Yeah,
this year.
it would have been like the last year of primary school, and like I was wearing my heart on my sleeve. Charles Schultz died. I was really upset. I came to school crying, and my teacher was like, "Why are you crying, Jeremy?" And I'm like, "Charlie Brown died." And she was like, "Charlie Brown didn't die. Charles Schultz died, the guy who made it." And I was like, "Yeah, but it's the same thing." And she's like, "Wait after class and I'll make you feel better." So shut up. No, Jimmy, that's not what happened. So I knew exactly when I said that. That was where you were going. After everyone left for recess, she said, when you lose someone that you love, write down a letter with what they meant to you, put it in writing like you're writing a letter to them, and then burn the letter, and in some way, somewhere in the world, they'll get a copy, and they'll, like, in heaven or whatever, and they'll know how you feel. Or even without that layer, it's just a way of making you get your thoughts onto a page and then burning it, and then you feel better. So I wrote like a letter like, "Dear Charles Schultz, thank you for making me the happiest boy in the world." And then I gave it to the teacher and she burnt it. And it was really sweet. And I think it helped me get through grief later on. Yeah, I didn't do that. I didn't do that when people around me passed away, but it was a nice way of looking at grief as like a continuation and something to not dwell on and to understand that's just part of life. And yeah, so that was nice.
It's still hard to get over, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And that was the same teacher who, when I went back to primary school for work experience, that same teacher was the one that told me the story about my mum being impressed, which I thought was really sweet. And she's the same one who knew about the Anastasia thing. She was a really nice teacher. Her name was Mrs. Abelitis. She was sweet. She was strict. I remember being a bit scared of her. But when I went back for work experience and she told me that story, I thought, like, because my mum had passed away by that point, and she was trying to comfort me a little bit by telling me a story about how my mum was impressed with me, how my mum was impressed. And, like, I thought, yeah, she was very nice.
She didn't have to do it, but just did it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And so she saw me crying about Charlie Brown, and then she
helped you get over it.
Helped me get over that, and then she helped me get over my mum passing away a little bit as well. So yeah, it's nice when teachers are like that. Yeah. Like, particularly in public school, teachers deserve a lot of credit.
That's for sure.
They do a lot of good work, and they don't get paid much.
That's for sure.
A lot of people,
which is unfortunate.
Yeah, a lot of people think like, oh, they're on holiday like half the year, but no, it's a very hard job. they have to like mark exams, they have to like teach you things, they have to stop themselves from yelling at you. Like,
and if you're a substitute teacher, it is really tough. We had a substitute teacher, and apparently the other kids in the class basically drove her to a nervous breakdown.
oh no.
I was bullied because I was the only one who didn't join in, because I didn't think that it was nice.
But were you the class clown?
Pretty much, yeah.
What were you like at school?
I had trouble with focusing, so when I was younger, when I had the laptop, because now I had a curse with laptops. I think I went through about 9 or 10 laptops before I gave up on them. The first one had a virus somehow, even though it had never been connected to the internet. Second one, only the S and D button kept working, the others stopped working.
All the keys on the keyboard other than S and D.
Yep, stopped working. Third one had the recharger wouldn't work. The fourth one ended up saving my life because there was a bully and he shoved me down the stairs and I landed on my laptop. So luckily, yeah, I probably would have been fine, but I mean, I literally fell down the stairs and landed on the laptop, so that was a good landing.
Were these issued by the school, or did you?
Yeah,
I got issued a school laptop in high school as well. It was like really primitive. It was like this chunky Windows laptop. It like didn't have much storage. They gave me like a really old USB thumb drive that like also didn't have a lot of storage. Yeah, it was a really shit like little laptop. In primary school, they tried to give me a desktop computer in the classroom.
Wow.
Yeah, it was in the classroom, and it was there for me to take notes. And I guess it was before laptops existed. Yeah. So they gave me like a full desktop computer, and I would just play 3D pinball. You know, the Microsoft 3D pinball?
I liked FX Ball. That was on Windows 3.1. I would go through hundreds of levels, actually.
I used to play like Minesweeper, but I didn't know how to do it, so I just keep clicking like different boxes until the mines would get set off. I didn't really understand it.
Me neither.
Yeah, and I would play like 3D pinball during class, and so they took it away from me. And I think that's also why they took away my laptop. Like, it ended up not being useful, and I ended up wasting time on it.
The reason why I brought up the laptops is one of the laptops, I vividly remember this. I got a friend, I still chat with him every time that I can, or every time that I remember. He's better than me when it comes to programming, and so what he would do is, you know how when the laptop turns on, there's like usually a sound or something when it gets into Windows.
Yeah.
So he changed the sound to Homer Simpson's and so the teacher would say, "All right, class, we've got a surprise quiz today." And at that exact moment, it went into Windows and it started going,
Oh no! It interrupted your class.
But it's just perfect timing. I could not stop laughing.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So you used to be a class clown?
A bit, yeah.
Disrupting the class?
Not exactly, but like I'd tell jokes. I wouldn't really be paying as much attention as I should be because I couldn't really concentrate. In later years, I found out that was because of the brain tumor. I used to be good at concentration. I'm not sure if this was part of the podcast. If I told you this before. But there was a book called The Giver, and our class had to do a level test on it. At the time, I read the book every day for 3 weeks before the test. And when I say I read the book every day, I don't mean like a few pages a night. I mean every night, cover to cover, I would read the book. I ended up being the only person in the entire school to get 100% on the test.
Wow, you're quite smart.
Yeah. And with maths, I got, like, this was a weird thing. I would always get 94% on every test in year 8. Every test I would get 94%. No more, no less.
Wow.
Which was weird, but yeah. And then year 9, everything went to crap. And then year 12, on my birthday, happy 18th birthday, you got a brain tumor.
Oh no. Did you finish high school?
Yeah, I did.
Did you get...
Luckily, I got special consideration, but I never ended up finishing uni, unfortunately. I couldn't keep up the concentration. I wanted to be a lawyer. It was Like my dream to, and it was. I know now that it was a bit naive, especially with how Dad had trouble with English. But I wanted him to go to uni as well with me, and that we would open up a family law firm because
wow.
he was a lawyer. His parents were lawyers. Their parents were lawyers, and.
Were you good at law? Did you study at school?
Well, when I tried studying it, that was in the midst of my tumor battle, so I was not that good, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think I would have been quite good as a lawyer. Like, I think I took business studies instead of law when I was at school. We had like electives, and I picked business studies instead of law, and I always regretted it. And I think I've got a good idea for like justice, and like I like to think that I have a good like way of arguing my point. I have a good way of like talking to the point where I nag people and irritate them. Yeah, like I'm a bit of a ball breaker, and I think you have to be in law, right?
Yeah. The problem is the other thing you have to be in law is you have to read the fine print, and
yeah, fine print is very small. Fine print with the magnifying glass probably be fine. Just make the fine print really big, and then I'm fine. Enlarge the fine print. Yeah. Make the fine print bold, and then I'll be able to see it. So, why is the fine print size 16? Yeah, I know. I think I would have been good. And also, actually, I think my dad was very good at, like, whenever my dad went to court over, like, a traffic ticket or something, he would always represent himself. And he would always contest every ticket that he got based on, like, the sign on the pole was facing the wrong way, or, you know, if he was driving without a seatbelt, it was because he was going to put on the seatbelt and he turned the corner and they saw him without it.
So he kept getting off on a technicality.
No, the way he would get off is he would... he'd represent him, he'd get off in court.
Yeah.
He'd represent himself, and then one time, like before the court case, he psyched the lawyer for the prosecution out to the point where when they got into the court, they were very unprofessional. And my dad is like, Your Honor, this guy is being very rude, and he's not being very, like a lawyer. Dismiss the case. And they dismissed it. The judge was like, this public defendant is like a moron. Or like
public defender, not public defendant. Your dad was the defendant.
Yeah, that's right. And my dad also, like, you know, he'd go to court and the counsel lawyer wouldn't show up. And so then my dad would go the next time, he still didn't show up. And so the judge would throw it out because, like, my dad was there, the counsel didn't send someone, so therefore the counsel lose. And the fine is disregarded. So my dad would always find these little, like, loopholes. Yep. But oftentimes he was right. Like, he wasn't a scam artist.
Yeah.
My dad would just test the law, and he knew that they wouldn't have the resources or the patience to challenge him. So my dad would always like...
nice.
Yeah, my dad was very smart. He was a real, like, legal brain. Like, I always thought Dad would be a good lawyer as well.
Why didn't he?
Yeah, I think it was just coming to Australia when he did.
Where was he from? I thought...
So my dad was born in India, in Bombay.
But you're not that good with computers.
I'm not that bad.
Yeah, true.
So I guess that is in the blood. No, but my dad, he was born in India. They originated in Iraq, but then, like, went to India. And my dad, when he came to Australia, he was a mechanic for a while. He studied photography. Like, he worked at Telstra for many years when it was Telecom originally. And then,
I remember that.
And then when it turned into Telstra. But yeah, my dad, I think if he went to university and he had money and he had resources...
He could have been a lawyer.
He would have been a really good lawyer, yeah. But I think when you're an immigrant coming to Australia in the 70s, you have to kind of be scrappy and you have to kind of do odd jobs. But yeah, my dad did a lot of different things before he landed on Telecom, Telstra. And he was at Telstra for many years. Yeah. And then he was made redundant, and then he worked for like other like telecommunications companies. Yeah, my dad was a hard worker, and then like he kind of had to retire because there's a lot of ageism, so they didn't want to hire someone of his age. So he would like be qualified, but they'd be like, "Oh, you're too old for this job." Yeah,
Which is so stupid.
It is, yeah. 'Cause
Age shouldn't make a difference.
I think you have a lot to offer the workforce, even when you're of a certain age.
Exactly.
And it's a shame when they think, "Oh, he's too old to do that." So yeah, my dad had to retire, but he had a good time. No, my dad was a good guy. Why do you think your dad would have been a good lawyer?
Well, he was a good lawyer in Russia. I mean, like...
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he was, like I said, it ran in the family. He was a lawyer. His parents were lawyers. Their parents were lawyers. I remember Dad was telling me how it was so hard to appeal successfully a death penalty case. And he ended up appealing successfully the third, in his third case,
Oh, wow.
which was a death penalty case. He was always very good at finding loopholes and arguing his cases. He even said he used to represent people from the mafia, and that because he was such a hard worker, even when he couldn't get them fully off a charge, he never ever feared reprisal because they respected him too much. Which
Okay.
is just amazing.
Yeah.
And he kept his work ethic here in Australia, even though he wasn't a lawyer. When he was a carer of elderly people, he was telling me there was one client that was like a very problematic client that would never work with anyone. Like, he hated all the support workers assigned to him. And then when Dad had him once, apparently the guy called up the office and said, "I want him full time as my support worker."
Oh, wow. Yeah. So he was a good guy.
Yeah, if it was like, and mum's still a carer of elderly people. She actually helped Dad get the job, and she's still working. So
Oh, wow.
if it wasn't for the bloody brain cancer, Dad, if he was still alive, he'd still be working probably. He thrived on it. So,
Yeah. It's hard when people pass away young. Yeah, my dad...
he was 68.
Wow.
Yeah, we're hoping if he got to 69, everything would turn around.
Yeah, that's sad. My dad was 66, I guess, right?
Yeah, 66.
Yeah.
About 65, 66.
Yeah, young. It's still too young. My dad had pancreatic cancer. Yeah, that was rough. He got diagnosed a month before he passed away. So it was very quick, yeah. By the time they diagnosed him, he was a bit late. Like, for a few months, he wasn't feeling well. Yeah. But pancreatic cancer is very hard to...
It's one of the hardest to find.
To find, and it's very hard to treat.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have a good success rate.
Yeah.
Treatment doesn't succeed often.
Yeah.
And it just prolongs your life a little bit. But my dad wouldn't have wanted, like, chemo and everything. But yeah, it was a wild few months.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. Yeah, sorry for your loss as well. Yeah, life is like that, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. My mum passed away when I was really young.
Yeah,
When I was
you were
like
saying.
14, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah.
What can you do? That's why we have to laugh.
Exactly. If you don't laugh, you cry, and we've done way too much crying.
Yeah, today alone.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, sorry about like those of you who were expecting a lighthearted show. Surprise!
I think a lot of it was, though. I think we did talk about some funny things. Maybe we should save our segments for next week, because we've already been talking a long time. I think we should end that one there and come back next week and have our segments.
All right.
Yeah?
So,
all right.
So no Jimmy's jokes this week?
Yeah, tell us the Jimmy's joke. Yeah.
All right, so these three religious figures, a Catholic priest, a Protestant priest, and a rabbi, they were all pretty competitive. And they decided to see who can convert a bear to their religion. So they found 3 bears, and they decided, let's just meet up next week and discuss our success rate. So next week they meet up. The Catholic priest says, well, I read some scriptures from the catchment, or whatever that thing's called. And anyway, it was so mesmerized, it allowed me to baptize him. The Protestant goes, I actually sprinkled some holy water on my bear, and now he's going to communion next week. Then the two look at the rabbi. They're looking at the rabbi, and the rabbi is in traction pretty much. It's bandaged all over the place. Everything is just complete. He's a complete and utter mess. You know, I don't think I should have started with a circumcision.
It's pretty good.
Thanks.
I'm with you. Cool. So that was another episode done.
Sorry for the bit of a somber edition, but...
No, I think there is, like... I think we did talk about some funny things as well.
Yeah. Although, considering this is a show in progress, we didn't have much progress in this show.
Yeah. Next time we'll have more.
Definitely. Alright, well, thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. That was Show in Progress with me, Jeremy Moses.
And me, Jimmy Bilenko.
Follow us on Instagram for show updates and videos. I'm at Variety Garage AU.
And I'm at Jimmy Bilenko. Stay tuned for more episodes wherever you get your podcasts.